Mental Health, The Real You, Digital Stories for Change, by Zoe McGowan and Mackenzie Epperson, Trenton High School, FCCLA, Trenton High School, Trenton Mill. A healthy mind is the greatest treasure to find.
Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. In recent years, there has been an increasing acknowledgement of the important role mental health plays in a person. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. 21% of U.S. adults experienced mental illness in 2020, which was around 52.9 million people. An estimated 26% of U.S. citizens ages 18 and older suffer from a diagnosable mental disorder. Many people suffer from more than one mental disorder at a given time. Some mental health statistics are percent of adults with mental illnesses who do not receive any mental health treatment, 56%, 24.6 million. Percent of adults with mental illnesses who report they try and can't get treatment, 20.6%, 9 million. Percent of youth with depression who do not receive any mental health treatment, 61.5%, 1.8 million. Percent of youth with severe depression who receive some consistent treatment, 25%, 505,000. Ratio of individuals in a state to available mental health providers, 504 to 1.
This is a skill we used on a survey to gain information on how our student body was doing mental health-wise. Since mental health is a big concern in a person's well-being, we wanted to see how our school's mental health is currently and if school affected their mental health, as well as social media. So we sent out a survey to our high school that was approved by our school counselor and principal. The questions asked were, how is your mental health? Was it better during summer? Were you happier? Has school affected your mental health? Do you see help counselors outside of school? Do you want help with your mental health? How do you cope with your mental health concerns? Do you feel like mental health has gotten in the way of schoolwork or school academics? If yes to a question above, how? Have access to a helping resource counselor for your mental health if you ever need it? Have you ever been to school counselor for your mental health problem? What sport or extracurricular activity are you currently in? Does social media affect your mental health? How, negative or positive?
The results, much to our surprise, showed that our peers were struggling more than we knew. We finally had a grasp on just how many people struggle with depression, the highest mental health issue in our school, and anxiety. These affect their schoolwork, and some of our results, students said that teachers had a lack of empathy or understanding. The stigma around mental health is real, and these results prove that. We also can conclude from our results that school does not help the issue, but it provides a source of counseling for students. For many people, this is only access to a counselor or someone to talk to that they have. So in conclusion, we can see that our school is struggling in silence. Although school may add on to the struggle for some students, this is also a great opportunity for the help that they need that they would not otherwise have available. So our goal was to make things easier for students struggling, as well as break the stigma.
Some of the signs to look out for is eating or sleeping too much or too little, pulling away from people and usual activities, having low or no energy, feeling numb or like nothing matters, having unexplained aches and pains, feeling helpless or hopeless, feeling unusually confused, using drugs, smoking, drinking more than usual, hearing voices or believing things that are not true, thinking of harming yourself or others, inability to perform daily tasks or activities, and having persistent thoughts that you can't get out of your head. Some of the more positive aspects of social media is that it allows us to keep up to date with friends and family around the world. Finding new friends through social media allows us to be able to network with people who have similar interests as us. Raising awareness is made easier as well. Reaching a wider audience is crucial. Seeking emotional help has never been easier. There are multiple hotlines and someone to talk to within just a click of a button. For those struggling with social anxiety or just live in a small town, social connection is simple with the use of Snapchat, Instagram, and many other social media platforms. With those struggling with mental health, social media provides comfort knowing that other people are struggling as well. There are also many websites, pages, and apps that are specifically designed to help those who are struggling.
Although there are positive aspects to social media, there are negative aspects as well that can harm a person's mental health. With Instagram becoming more popular, the use of Photoshop creates an unrealistic standard of beauty that can harm a person's sense of self-image. This can cause eating disorders, depression, and a lack of self-esteem. With the simplicity of reaching out to someone, the use of cyberbullying is steadily increasing. With the use of social media, a person can control how their life appears, making the image of a perfect life. This can cause inadequacy in your life, which can lead to depression.
In the beginning, we realized that our peers were struggling with mental health. However, we had no idea the sheer number of students that were struggling. Using the survey, we were able to better understand how many students had felt the effects of mental health. We also had a realization that although school may be draining on students, it's also a source of social interaction and access to counseling that students otherwise would not have access to. Another thing that negatively impacted our peers is social media. They felt it created unrealistic standards of beauty or personal life, leading to depression and cause a fear that one life is not adequate. We wanted to take action and break the stigma around the school about mental health to help students reach out and develop healthy coping mechanisms when dealing with mental health struggles.